Welcome back to Comics League and the conclusion of our Week of the Bat series. So, for the concluded, figured, let me give you a list of my top 5 favorite Batman movies. Number 1 is Matt Reeves. Now, addendum, Batman versus Superman is not included in this because, sorry, I had to adjust the picture, because it includes other members of the Justice League. This is a solo Batman list. So, Matt Reeves' The Batman is my number 1 favorite Batman movie. Number 2 is Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight because it gave us a fantastic version of the Joker with Heath Ledger, God rest his soul. It gave us the origin for Two-Face. This was one of the other occasions when they bring in other characters, other villains, and they do a balancing act, and they do it really well. So I think they did a good job with that one. In terms of 3 is Batman 89, since that's like the beginning of real Batman fandom that we see today. So I really feel like if it weren't for that movie, we wouldn't have a comic book medium, I don't think, because it wouldn't be as big. We also wouldn't have the comic book movie medium. And then, so that was 3. Number 4 is probably Batman Returns, because it's a continuation of Michael Keaton. We get a weird version of Oswald Cobblepot where he's born, but he's part penguin, apparently. So I'm like, okay. And then 5 is Batman Begins, since that really was like a renaissance for Batman. We saw a more grounded, modern retelling of the origin story, from parents killed to Batman. We saw Ra's al Ghul. We saw lots of different characters. They led to a lot of other mores. We also had kind of the Ra's Raz debate, which I enjoyed. And we also were introduced to like the tank Batmobile, Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne, which I liked him better as Bruce Wayne. I didn't like his Batman voice. Actually, no, I liked it in this one. Yeah, I liked it more in Batman Begins. Hated it. It got progressively worse as the other 2 movies went on. I think I mentioned that in one of my interviews. I think it was with Max. But it progressively got worse in terms of the voice. So did the quality, honestly, because Dark Knight Returns was good, but I mean, Talia al Ghul wants to kill Batman and hates him. That doesn't work. No. Bane is not a luchador. They made too many changes that were unnecessary to modernize that movie. That's why Returns is not on my list at all. The Dark Knight Returns. It's not on there. I didn't like it. I felt it was a little full of itself. That movie felt long, way longer than it really had to be when you think about it. It's like really that movie felt like 3 to 4 hours instead of like the 2.5 hours it probably is. So in terms of animation, number 1 is the part 1 and 2 for the Dark Knight Returns, because that was like one of the most accurate portrayals of that comic book ever. And 2 is Batman Hush. I know some people were kind of hard on it because they changed a lot of the stuff, but I enjoyed it. Next, I think, is Batman versus Robin, because it showed like the antithesis between the 2 characters, with Batman saying no killing, but Robin being very brutal. Then him falling in with the League of Assassins. Him falling with the Court of Owls, which I enjoyed. And then you get into like Batman. It was like the Batwoman one where she shows up. And what's cool about that is that they kind of changed Talia to be evil, but they also played into the whole Dick Grayson as Batman. We got the Dick Grayson as Batman, Damian Wayne as Robin, and the interplay between those 2. I really enjoyed that part. And then, of course, the Lego Batman movie, because that was just classic. It's kind of funny. It was campy, but they definitely played up a lot of the Batman stereotype jokes that we have grown to love as Batman fans. And I liked how there was this one scene. So Batman is supposed to be a loner. That's the whole point of the movie. And then the Justice League is having like this party, and then they don't invite Batman. So I found that was pretty funny, because it's like Batman really wants to be part of a group, but they don't want him or something like that. So I really enjoyed that. So Is that it for my favorite Batman movies? I think so. So this has been the week of the Bat. Hope you've enjoyed this daily dose of Batman content that we're gonna work on that we have. We will be doing more of these when movies come out, depending on how popular this week is, the total view count and everything. And hopefully we can have like a fair amount of views on these videos. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I will see you next week. And stay work, everyone. Bye-bye.